Well, welcome to the mid-season review of Season 9 of Dog Turds into Diamonds. Yes, you are looking at Sky Bet League 2, and as you can see, ourselves and Colchester are the runaway leaders after 28 games here on the 5th of January 2030. Things are looking incredibly good. Promotion seems like an absolute certainty at this point. We are 21 points clear of Shrewsbury in 4th place. It's just been absolutely incredible. And apart from speaking about everything that has gone on since you were last here, when we played our first game in the Dale Roberts Park Stadium, we are going to catch up on all of that, and we're going to look at what we've been doing so far in the January transfer window and just how we got to this amazing position. Let's get into it. Let's do this. Welcome everybody. This is, I think, episode 72 of Dog Turds into Diamonds. Yes, we are into January 2030. I am doing this shorter season now rather than doing daily videos. I am now skipping through the season a lot quicker. So there has been a lot of goings on, a lot of great games that I haven't shown you. But we are going to catch up on it all today. And yeah, as you saw in the intro, we are going phenomenally well. It is absolutely incredible. I was not expecting this at all. The team have been absolutely awesome. And an automatic promotion spot at this point just looks absolutely nailed on. The big question is if we can have a bit of a shootout with Colchester and win this league. Now, I said at the start of the season that I thought we had a really good, well-balanced squad, a really good team that I just felt was lacking those next-level attacking players to just blow opposition away. That's kind of how it's been, although we have won 21 games, as you can see. We've got a plus 30 goal difference, and we've only conceded 20 in 28, but Colchester, although they have lost 4 games, including when we beat them 2-0 away from home, they have just been phenomenal. They've barely drawn, look, 23 wins out of 28, and that has put them top of the table. They are the standout team in this league, and we are doing our best to hold on and keep with them. It has been absolutely amazing so far. If we have a look at stats, let's have a look. I think it's on Team Detailed. So we understand just how incredible this is right now. Let's have a look. I think it's down the bottom here. Yeah, so the salary per annum. We are rock bottom of the annual salary by some distance. Accrington, they pay £100,000 a year more than us to their players, and they are in 24th place. They are rock bottom. The next 2 teams, Gillingham and Harrogate, they are kind of struggling in the bottom half of the table. Crewe, who are down pretty low there, are obviously going really well in 6th, as are Ebbsfleet, who pay just over £1 million a year. They're in 5th. But yeah, we are some way short of everybody else. And if we look at average attendance as well, I mean, we're 17th in average attendance. 3,700 from our 5,000 stadium, I guess, is not too bad. But again, we just don't have that financial muscle of other teams. So to be doing what we're doing is something a bit special. If we look at the season overview, let's have a look. Has it gone on to that? Okay, a little bit of a pause there. I mean, we are rated as the 15th best team in the league, and that is after I've made a couple of signings in the January transfer window as well. So we were predicted to finish 15th, and here we are battling it out with 7-4 favourites Colchester to be the League Two champions this year. I mean, I'm full of confidence that we are going to go up now, but the fact that we are so far above expectations, I think, is incredible. I can't see us having a loss of form that's going to cost us 21 points in the last, what we got, about 16 games, 18 games or something left to play. If we go down the list of key players here, look, I mean, our players are just absolutely nowhere. It's not until you get all the way down towards the bottom here that Lee Watkins and Igor Luiz pop up as key players. So, I mean, absolutely sensational. Let's have a look at the player detailed. If we look at where is average rating? Let's have a look. Average rating. Again, a little bit of a sign or a little bit of a signal into why we are doing so well. Our two centre-backs, Lee Watkins and Callum Simpson, are the two best rated players in League Two this season. And Nick Cerula, the left-back, is the 10th best rated. Have we got anyone else in there? Henrik Hordegaard, another centre-back, and Marinos Mikhail, who's having a really good season, the youngster, even though he's only played 13 games in the league. I said when we signed Callum Simpson at the start of the season that I thought he was a League Two superstar in the making. Well, wait till you see how much he has improved. I think he is getting near to championship levels, and we have just got him to sign a new contract. He is here for another 2.5 seasons at the very least, and he's got a minimum release fee clause of £3.5 million. He wanted a minimum release fee, I think, of about 200,000. I asked for £1 million and he accepted it, and then on each round of negotiations I just kept bumping it up and up, and he just accepted whatever I offered. So we settled on £3.5 million. I think I probably could have took it up even higher. And do you know what? At the end of the season, I'm going to try and offer him another contract. He's only making £325 a week. That goes up with, I think, 25 appearances to about 400, 450 or something. But I want to get another contract offered and get that minimum release fee clause up as high as possible. Sorry, there you go. It says he's on 400 a week after 25 games. So he's on absolute peanuts. An amazing contract. It almost seems like he doesn't know how good he is. And the fact he's got no interest from other clubs also suggests that no one else knows how good he is. Now, if you look at his progress, if we look at his attributes and we look at all time, let's have a look. Why has that not changed the bar chart here? Why has this not changed to all time? Am I missing something? Anyway, if we look at all time, you can see that his positional play has gone up. His jumping reach has gone up to 16. I think it was 15 when we got him. He has just been progressing no end. Yeah, this really doesn't seem that right. That correct. I mean, all time. Why does all time only go back to July? I know that. Well, that was when we first bought him, wasn't it? Yeah, and it's not going to show all time for since he generated in the game, I guess. But yeah, everything is improving. He looks absolutely fantastic. You can see he's suggested here that he's had a little bit of a dip in December. We had a lot of games in December when we weren't able to train. We were playing all the way through December every 3 or 4 days. But Callum Simpson, I think, like I say, is not far off being a player that could get minutes in the Championship. I think we're sitting on an absolute gem here. He's only 19 still, and I think he can really develop and either be a sensational player for us for years to come, perhaps all the way up into the Championship, or somebody comes in and makes a huge offer for him. What else has been going on in terms of transfers? I did talk a little bit about it. Let's have a look at our transfer history here. So since you were last here, we've moved a number of players on. Elijah Reid-Stephen has gone on loan to Northampton in the Vanarama National League. He's only been given 3 games. He's only recently started to get games with them. So I hope that continues. Again, he's a high potential player. I want to see if he can improve. He's not going to get games for us with the quality of the squad that we've got now. But I really hope he can get games and start improving. Glenn Sanney, we managed to get out on loan to Newport County in the Vanarama National League. He's got 4 in 10 for them so far, 4 in 8 in the league. I think that's about his level. He wasn't doing it in League 2, unfortunately. We've got his wages off the books, and he will be out of contract at the end of the season. And also Carl Drakes has gone to the Vanarama National League with Worthing. They are a struggling Vanarama National League team, but he is getting first team games, and you can see he's got some yellow arrows there that suggest he's improving. I think he's another youngster with really good potential. Hopefully he can improve and become a decent squad player for us in League 1 next season. The young left back who we got, I believe, from Arsenal. And he is now a fully capped Barbadian international, which is absolutely fantastic. A young international player in our squad. So those are the outs. Yeah, so we've got a few players out on loan. What have we been doing on the ins? Well, we have got 3 new players in here, 2 frees and a loan. First of all, Divin Mubama. This is a young striker who, I think, if you look at his physicals, he is, I would say, a League 1 striker in terms of his athletic ability. 6'2", 15 pace, 14 acceleration, 13 jumping reach, 13 strength. I mean, he is a real physical specimen. And then mentally, he is very, very good. 13 determination, 14 teamwork. His composure and anticipation as the striker are fantastic. And, well, technically, he's not great, is he? I think that's why he's playing League 2 and not higher, because technically he is a little bit limited. But his first touch is kind of acceptable, 9. His finishing is decent. 10 long shots is good, but his 16 heading, to go with his 6'2" size and his 13 jumping reach, I mean, his aerial game, that is really where he is going to excel. So I'm hoping, you can see he actually came in a few months ago. I couldn't register him. He only played cup games. He played Papa John's Trophy, Carabao Cup, and no, he didn't play Carabao Cup because we were knocked out of that. He played Papa John's Trophy and FA Cup. He didn't score, but then on his league debut, just a few days ago, once we got into the January transfer window, and I could register him, he scored 2 goals, a header and then a breakaway using that pace. I think he's going to be a fantastic squad member. He's going to struggle to start because McClellan has been absolutely phenomenal, but I think he's going to be a really good option for us. You can see he started off at West Ham at the start of the game, played a couple of games in the Premier League, had some loans in Holland with VVV Venlo, and then he went to Charlton in the Championship, played a few games there, scored a couple of goals. He's probably at his level now. I think in League 2 he can be an absolutely devastating player. So we've got him until the end of the season. It's a short-term contract. He only wanted a few months. I tried to give him a little bit longer. He only wanted a few months. So it actually takes the pressure off us. If I'm not convinced he can do it in League 1, then I can just leave it alone at the end of the season. And he makes 1,200 a week. So, yeah, I mean, it's good to have that flexibility on this. Good to have that option. Callum Robinson has also come in on a free transfer. Now, he is a 34-year-old winger. He can play anywhere across, actually, the front line. He can play striker. He can play left or right. He can even play as the number 10. And I just brought him in because his mental and technical quality is just far superior to anything we have got in the side. If we compare him, for example, with, let's have a look. Where is Joe Evans? I mean, there's really no comparison there. Obviously, with the fact that Callum Robinson is 34, Joe Evans beats him physically, but technically, there's just no comparison. Callum Robinson just far, far superior to Joe Evans. Apparently, they're equal mentally, but I think I much prefer Callum Robinson's mentals to Joe Evans. So yeah, again, he is here until the end of next season, but I think looking at him, he can more than do a job in League One next season. Again, 1,200 a week, so not particularly cheap, but I just saw the quality and I thought it was just really worth going for to see us over the line this season. Now, if we look at his history, started life at Aston Villa, played 4 games in the Premier League, had a loan at Preston, before he then goes on loan to Bristol City and Preston, signs permanently for Preston, plays in the Championship, then goes to Sheffield United, plays in the Premier League for Sheffield United, and he actually starts this game at West Brom, playing in the Championship. So the majority of his experience has been Premier League and Championship, except for a couple of really strange loans. With Dinamo in Croatia, had a little loan a few seasons back, played 6 games, and last season was on loan at Astana in Kazakhstan. So yeah, a little bit odd there. He actually went back to Preston, so yeah, I just think he's got that quality and the experience that can just really help us see ourselves over the line this season. I think with his 13 passing, 13 vision, 12 crossing, I think he's going to assist a lot of goals, and that is kind of what we have been lacking somewhat. We've had a lot of games where we've just scraped by, or we've ended up drawing a game that we've dominated, and I think Callum Robinson's quality can just really help us to just score more goals in the second half of the season. And the final player we've bought in is Carnell Voles. He's from Plymouth. We are paying him £900 a week. So again, not a cheap one, but I just really got excited about that. 15 pace, 13 acceleration, 16 agility. He is a left winger. He can dribble. He's got a great first touch. He's got great passing, and he's got a half decent cross. He is lacking on the mentals a lot, but I think with the technical ability he's got and the physical ability he's got, again, he's 6'2", 12 strength. I think, again, this is a young player who can really come good in League Two. He wasn't getting a game for Plymouth in the Championship, but he has played Championship and League One previously. Had a couple of loans in the Vanarama National League. I just think it's a solid squad option for us to have in the team. So those are the new ins, and I think those ins really make us stronger. So how does that make the team look? I can show you. Let's have a look here very quickly. This is the way the team has been setting up and the way it's going to play against Colchester today. Second plays first in what could be something of a title decider. Tommy Reid has found his way back into the first choice goalkeeper position. Wellens had an injury after only a few games of the season. Tommy Reid came in and he's been outstanding. 12 clean sheets in 21, only 13 conceded. He has been superb, and he's been developing really well as well, the 25-year-old. Really pleased for him. I've given him a new contract. He's on £350 a week until the end of next season. I'm really, really pleased to keep him around, I have to say. And you know what? I didn't realise it. I did see when we bought him in that he only had 9 aerial reach. I didn't realise that's because he's only 5'9". Yeah, that's amazing. Whenever I sign a centre-back, the first thing I check is how tall is he. And for some reason, with Tommy Reid as a goalkeeper, I didn't even think about checking his height. And it's not until now that we are right up the top of League Two that I thought to have a look at how tall he was. He's been with us for 3 seasons now, and I've never checked his height. There you go. I mean, he's got a fantastic record with us. Since leaving Brighton, 24 clean sheets in the Vanarama National League. He's got 10 clean sheets this season. Just absolutely fantastic. So I don't know if he'll be first choice goalkeeper next season, but he has been improving really well. And yeah, he deserves his starting place. Igor Luiz, you can see I'm really worried. He's wanted by a whole host of championship clubs now. No one has put a bid in for him so far this January. But again, this is another player who he is definitely at League One level. And again, I think approaching championship level without a shadow of a doubt. The ex-Manchester United man looks absolutely superb. If we have a look at his development, if we have a look at, let's have a look, can we see all time for Igor Luiz? His development has been steady. His progress has been a big jump early on, and he's been going up this season. I mean, look at his mentals. Look how much they have improved. Bravery has improved 3 points. Jumping reach has improved. Pace has improved. His long shots have improved for some reason. His marking has definitely improved, and his heading has definitely improved. His tackling has definitely improved as well. I mean, he is just an absolute superstar. And this is the reason why we are going so well this season. It is all about the defence. Lee Watkins, Callum Simpson and Nick Cerula making up that back five. And I said at the start of the season, I thought we probably had the best defence in the league. Well, Colchester statistically have the best defence, but ours looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? Absolutely superb. And I feel like what I like about this FM22, in the past, I feel like if you did not have a standout striker, it was really difficult to dominate leagues, really difficult to think about promotion. It really did depend on having the player in your team to score the goals. And although McFadden is having a great season, I feel like our success is much more based on the defence and the midfield. The defence and the midfield have been absolutely fantastic. And I think the forward positions is where we can actually most improve. So I think it's a real testament to how balanced our squad is, how good our defensive stability and organisation is, and also testament to how good a job Sports Interactive have done with Football Manager 22 in setting up the game engine to allow you to win games with a balanced squad rather than having to have those exceptional forward players. So yeah, that's really the story of our season. It's been much more for me about our defensive organisation and quality rather than what we do at the top end of the pitch. In midfield, Malicio, Schofield and Agipong. Now Malicio has not actually been the regular starter, but Jordan Rossiter is suspended for today's game, which is a real shame. The 32-year-old defensive midfielder, he has been really good. His average rating is not great, but we just look so good when he's in the team. I'm in and ahhing about whether to offer him a contract for next season, because like most 32-year-olds, we're seeing this big drop off on the physicals. I don't know how much he really needs that as a defensive midfielder on defend. How mobile does he really need to be? Could he do a job in League One? I think technically and mentally he's League One level. So I think I probably will offer him another contract. But yeah, it's a shame not to have him in the team for today. But there you go. That's how the midfield is going to set up for this particular game. Malicio, Agipong and Schofield. Now, I said at the start of the season, didn't I, that Schofield, I said, put your money on Schofield to be the top assister in the league. Yeah, he's got 2 assists all season. Yeah. If you did put any money on that, you've lost it, haven't you? But he has been improving really well. Mentally, he looks great. Physically and technically a little bit limited, but he is good in certain things. I mean, technically, obviously, the big thing about him is that 16 first touch and the 13 passing with 15 technique. He's just so good at playing that part in the possession game, and his average rating, although he hasn't found the assist this season, his average rating is fantastic. He is out of contract at Bristol City at the end of the season. My question is, do I offer him a new contract? Is he good enough for League One? Do I offer him a contract with us on a free transfer? Yeah, I don't know. I think his technical limitations are probably just too much to think about taking him into League One. I think there must be better deep lying playmakers out there. So yeah, the jury out on Gavin Schofield. But in terms of playing his part here in League Two, he's been fantastic. Joe Evans is going to start on the right wing with Varian on the left wing for this game, and McFadden up front. Now, Joe Evans had a long-term injury earlier in the season, and since he came back, he's got an average rating of 6.8 and 1 goal in the last 5 games. He's been really poor since returning from injury. We need him to find his early season form. He had 6 goals very early on in the season, and then picked up his injury and just hasn't got going again. Actually, he must have had 5 goals early in the season because he's got 1 in his last 5. Yeah, he just hasn't managed to get his form going again. Things have kind of dropped off for him, but I've got every confidence in him that once he gets into his rhythm, he can show that early season form again. He's a player that physically and mentally, I think, looks League One ready, and technically, I think could do a job in League One. So I do want him to find his best form again. But he is in because we've had a lot of injuries in the attacking positions. We've already spoken about Callum Robinson, but he is injured. He got injured before he could play a game, a little bit like when Jordan Rossiter came in. He was out for 5 weeks. He's now got a couple more weeks to wait until he can play. But we are also without Joshua Duffus, who is back in 3 days. But yeah, he has been out for a while, and that is really why Evans has been getting games, and also why Mikhail and James Price started to get a lot of games. So yeah, that's the situation up front. Mark McFadden, I said at the start of the season I thought he could be a sensational League Two striker. Well, he's got 15 in 24 in the league. He's really picked up after a slow start to the season. He is now our main source of goals, 17 in 28 in all competitions. He's developing really nicely. He's another player that I would like to continue his loan from Middlesbrough for next season. Is he out of contract? He is out of contract at the end of the season. I mean, if we could get him in on a free transfer, I think that would be absolutely superb. If we look at his progress, you can see how much he's developed so far this season. And if we look at, I can't look at all time. All right, yes, I can. So, I mean, he's been developing nicely. Again, mentally, we seem to be getting good results on the mental development rather than in other areas. But yeah, he's lost a bit of physical, unfortunately. I think that's because through December we just haven't hardly trained. Because we weren't doing much training, we weren't doing anything physical at all. So yeah, that's the Mark McFadden story. Do you know what? I'm going to do this as a part 1 and a part 2 because we've now been going half an hour and I'm still trying to help you catch up on everything that's been going on. Henrik Hordegaard, our other free transfer centre-back in from Manchester City, is another one who's been developing brilliantly this season. Looks fantastic. He's another player who I think doesn't look far off League One level. He's another player I think we can sell on in the future for a really good amount of money. He's out of contract at the end of next season, so no pressure. He has sacked 2 agents this season because, well, one we asked him to sack, but the other one he sacked because twice we've tried to offer him a new contract. They've wanted an absolute pittance of a minimum release fee clause, which I would not entertain. I walked away from both discussions because at the moment he has no minimum release fee clause. and I think he's another player that can be worth millions in the future. So I have been trying to discuss a longer contract with him, but I need to make sure he's willing to accept a big sell-on fee, or sorry, a big minimum release fee. Callum Armitage has been doing all right. Lamine Sharif has been a decent squad player. Marinos Mikhail, he's out of contract at the end of next season. He hasn't really been developing as I would have liked, but he's been playing really well this season in the games he has played. I don't think he's going to be a player that can step up to League One, but he's been a really, really good squad option with the injuries we've had in the forward positions. I'm going to come back to James Price. Voles we've seen, Mubama we have seen. James Price wants to leave. He has not been getting the game time that he wanted. He also recognises that he's probably not good enough to play. Yeah, I mean, he's got a couple of goals of late with him getting more chances in the first team with the injuries. He's got a couple of goals, but yeah, he does want to leave. 2 negatives. Yeah, he wants us to sign a replacement to allow him to be sold, and he wants to leave. I am going to offer him out. I mean, for me, he is a club legend. We're going to offer him out, see if there's any takers. He is a club legend. He should be allowed to leave. With the players that we bought in and coming back to fitness, his chances are going to be limited. A shame to see him go, but yeah, I don't want to stand in the way of him having a decent little career now. So that's where we are. I think I've caught up on just about everything. James Sheringham, with Rossiter being in the squad, hasn't really been getting much game time. He's been disappointed with the amount he's been playing. Of course, we sold him to QPR. I would rather give game time to people who are going to be here and be part of the squad. Again, he's another player that I don't think is going to be of much use to us in League One. Physically brilliant. Mentally, he's got a little bit about him. Technically, he's very limited. So, yeah, I'm not giving priority to James Sheringham. But yeah, that's everything about where we are right now. So I think I've kind of caught you up on everything. There was a lot to go through there with it being such a long time since we were last here. I'll finish off just by actually showing you the schedule. Of course, at the start of the season, we lost to Shrewsbury, lost to Southampton in the Carabao Cup. After that, I mean, we are now 24 games unbeaten in the league. Unfortunately, we have lost cup games. We went out of the FA Cup in the first round at home to Rochdale. That was a real disappointment. Yeah, we are losing a lot of money each month right now because with the new signings, we are up to our wage limit. You can see here against Rochdale, we dominated terms of total shots, but shots on target were very low. We lost to a 92nd minute winner when really I was kind of trying to go for it. It was a really disappointing performance, this one, and our first ever defeat at the Dale Roberts Park Stadium. But yeah, it's kind of been a little bit disappointing how we've gone in the cups, because in the league we've been absolutely sensational. You can see all the green. And just a few draws here and there in the league. In December, look at all these games we had in December. It was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, really, it was just kind of, I think, squad rotation and fatigue catching up with us that caused these draws. Because against Exeter and against Rochdale, we dominated both of those games and I believe we were up in those games and ended up drawing them both. But all in all, we've been absolutely fantastic. And we went away to Championship Portsmouth in the Papa John's Trophy second round. We qualified from our group. And unfortunately, Igor Luiz got an 11th minute sending off in this game. And from there, we were really up against it, against the Championship's bottom side. But yeah, that must be Herbie Kane, right? That cannot be Harry Kane. It is Herbie Kane. There you go. Herbie Kane scored a goal for Portsmouth. I believe Harry Kane's actually at Real Madrid in this save now. So, yeah, disappointing there. It was a big day to take on a Championship side. I went full strength pretty much, and unfortunately Igor Luiz ruined it for us. It was quite a good game for the first 10 minutes before he got sent off. But yeah, there you go. That's the way all our results have gone. It's been really, really pleasing. We've won our last 3, won 4 of our last 5. Now it's about, with these new signings, the new quality, just really trying to take ourselves through to the end of the season and try and win this championship if we can. But let's make no bones about it. Colchester are clearly a League One side and a real challenge to overcome. So we'll see how we get on today. First of all, we've got to win this game against them and then just try and really keep up the pace for the rest of the season. So that'll do for part 1. Click on the link for part 2. We will be playing Colchester at home. Can we go top of the league? Click on the link to find out. If you've enjoyed the video and if you're enjoying the series, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and if you would like to see us go back to daily videos with more games during the course of the season, yeah, please share on social media, tell your friends all about it. If we can grow and we can start to see progress on the channel, then I will commit myself to daily videos once again. Just with everything going on in my life and the fact that barely anybody watches the videos, I really can't keep doing it. But if I see the growth and I see that we're moving forward with the channel, I will go back to that, I promise, and I will finish this season with a really great journeyman save as well. But that all depends on you guys that are watching. Please help us grow, and if you are interested in seeing those things in the future. But for now, click on the link for part 2 and see how we get on against Colchester. See you very shortly.